Okay, so I was thinking of starting this particular video with a very cool intro and stuff, but I thought that this particular segment was much more important than all the things I say in this particular video. And that is, you don't need a fancy studio for making YouTube videos. You don't need, not at all. When I started out, I used to have like a tripod and a camera. All I used to do was mainly shoot in front of a camera in a tripod. Maybe I used to stand, maybe I used to sit, maybe I used to shoot in my bedroom or in a corner of any other rooms or in the hallway. But the point what I want to mention in this particular video is that you don't need a fancy studio to make YouTube videos. You don't need a fancy camera, nor do you need any kind of fancy equipment which I have in this particular studio. Your content is always the key, and of course, slowly and gradually start developing your skills, start making your own content, stand out in the crowd. Slowly and gradually money will definitely follow you. Don't worry about money at all. If you are good at something, money will definitely follow you, and slowly and gradually you are going to make it up to a definite mark. Trust me, I have been there, I have experienced it firsthand. And if you guys see my old videos, you guys will definitely understand what I mean, because my oldest videos, I couldn't even talk properly in front of a camera. And slowly and gradually, if you guys see how my videos changed with time from my oldest videos to the newest ones, you are going to see how I develop my skills on lightings, camera angles, studio techniques, colors, color palettes and stuff. And slowly and gradually, I reached this particular portion of my life where I'm very close to 50,000 subscribers. I am very speechless about what I want to say to you guys. Just I want to say that thank you so much for all the support for all these times, all these years. It has been a really good journey. It has been a crazy experience altogether. So I'm just jump right into the video and see what my studio has, because all these things in my studio, I have bought it with my own money. I have received it from companies, or this was a wish I always wanted to have, because a studio was something which I always seen in videos, and it was something which I wanted to make always, which I wanted to always have my own YouTube studio. That was my wish when I was just making this particular studio. So don't be like overwhelmed by whatever it is there in this particular studio. Don't be, not at all. All you have to do is start making videos with any kind of camera, any kind of location you guys have, and you will definitely reach that particular point. So with that being said, this is Pixel Sammy. Thank you so much. We are very close to 50,000 subscribers. Let's jump right into the video. A kid with a dream. Okay, so what's up guys, I'm Pixel Sammy and the day is finally here. So today I'm going to give a studio tour of my YouTube studio, and this is the YouTube Studio Tour 2020. I have been thinking of making the studio tour for like 6 months now. It took me 6 months to actually make this particular video, but as we are all indoors, staying quarantined right now, first of all, I hope you guys are safe, I hope you guys are staying healthy, I hope you guys are being productive. So with that being said, this is my studio tour, and I just can't wait to show you guys what this studio has. Of course, you guys have already seen all the things right here, my shelf, my lights, my tables, my key light, fill light, backlight, all the things you have already seen. Just I'm going to give a brief introduction of all the things again in this particular video. So the link to all the things are there in the description below. Of course, I totally understand if you guys don't want to buy anything in this crisis mode right now. I totally understand what you guys mean. But of course, if you guys want to just purchase any other things later on when all of this crisis pandemic is over, of course, all the links are there in the description for you guys to purchase. So with that being said, if you guys like this particular video, drop a like, comment down below, say what you guys think about my studio. With that being said, let's get started. So being an architecture student, I always make plans for rooms. So this is basically the plan for this particular room. As you can see, this is where you enter from my room. This is the gate, this is the main door. So from here just enter, and the first thing which you are going to notice is there are two tables. These two tables are taken from IKEA. There was no longer version here in India because there are very few stores of IKEA here in India, so I had to use two smaller tables to make it a longer table. So this is my main place where I talk my A-roll and stuff. Just let me keep this away. The next thing which you are going to notice is that in the back there are two shelves. These shelves are taken from IKEA as well, but I'm going to change this particular shelves because I don't like the color, the silver color of it. So I'm going to just take another shelf from somewhere else, which I have to find out. If you guys have any suggestions, you can drop them in the comment down below as well. So in this particular shelves, we have all kind of gear and their boxes as well. As you can see, there are my lenses set up. There are only 5 lenses which I use. There are some booths which are mainly for show. There are some old, iPhone and iPad cases. There's an iPhone 4 case, by the way, that is a killer thing. There is a toy drone. There are some nut bolts and screws and stuff. There are some plants which are taken from IKEA and from Amazon as well. Here in this particular area, I keep all my ND filters, my polarizers, my prism lens FX filters and all. And here are all the boxes basically for my lenses, for my gimbals, for my more lenses, batteries, spare microphones, etc. Below there are more bags, there are boxes, and there are some booths. So here, that is particular thing done. So here in the back, as you can see, there are some basic things, such as there is a lazy Susan, which I used to shoot some B-rolls, roll-in B-rolls. There is my old camera, my Nikon D3200. There is a gimbal. There is a light. There is a photography light which is there in the back, which used to give a very subtle light in this particular area. As you can see, this is my Pixel Sammy board. I never use it though, it is totally useless. The light, it is turned on by you, it is a light, it is turned on. But as you can see, because of the whole intensity of the entire room, the light is very, very fade. There's a hello sign right here, which is really cool. I have bought it from Amazon.com. The link is there in the description. Literally a lot of you have asked me about this particular hello sign. So the link is there in the description if you guys want to purchase it, maybe a month later or so. And this one is a super important backlight which you cannot see because I am here. As you can see, there is a backlight here. This is a Quasar Science light. It's a Quasar Science rainbow RGB light. It's a costly one, and the link is there in the description as well as some alternatives for this. This is a real cool thing because it changes colors and it is not affected by any kind of FPS changes or all. The next thing are these two lights. Those were my backlights. This is another lamp, table lamp. This is also my backlight, and this is Alexa supported. That is a good thing to have. Then the main things about this particular setup are these. This is my Godox SL60W, which I should have mentioned earlier. This is my key light. This is a totally cool light. Many of you on the internet have mentioned that this particular light has some fan noise in it, but in my case I cannot hear any kind of fan noises because I keep the intensity mostly at around 60%. Fan noises start at around 90% or so. And I use a lavalier mic, not a shotgun mic, so in most cases it doesn't pick up that particular sound, which is a bit far away from here. Then secondly, I have a fill light which is from Vijim. I made a video on that. It is a very cool subtle light, just like the Aperture AL-M9. It is like a variant of that, but at a much cheaper price, but it is much more brighter than that. So this is a very cool thing to have. The link to my review video is there in the description as well. I always review the things which I use the most. This particular light I use the most, and it's a Chinese company, but this particular light is super durable, super portable, super cheap. So this is a super good investment I could actually definitely make. So that is pretty much it. After that, you can see this particular area which is like beside my camera. This particular area, this is a spare computer I have. This is not my main workstation. This particular computer has Windows in it. I don't use Windows, but it is the only computer in my whole apartment which I use only for printing. literally only for printing. The reason being my printer supports only Windows computers. So this was my oldest computer, and the only reason I kept it here is because I can print it using this particular computer. So a whole computer setup for printing, that is a totally useless thing. The first thing I'm going to make sure is that I remove that particular table and that printer and that computer and change my printer, because that particular setup is just wasted because of the fact that I need to only print something. So I am just going to change the printer and maybe sell this particular setup off, and that is going to just make a lot of space in this particular studio, because this particular table is super close to this particular area, as you can see in the plan as well. So because of that particular reason, there is not much walk-in space in this particular studio. There is a bit of walk-in space in this particular area where there is only a cupboard, but that is totally useless because I don't do anything there. Other than that, there is almost open space right here, which I am planning to just keep a small couch or something so that I can just lay back if I ever need to rest or something. Other than that, this particular table is something I want to get removed. So that is enough for this particular studio tour. As you can see, all the things I have already mentioned. Yes, of course, this particular area, I have already kept all the posters in this particular glass table. Because of the fact that there is something underneath, I just wanted to hide that off. So I kept all the posters above it. Other than that, there are 2 posters right here. These are very encouraging posters. I actually kept it just so that I can get a little bit encouraged for what I'm making and what I'm doing. Other than that, there are 3 windows, one there, and another one right here, which gives it ample amount of daylight for shooting any kind of B-rolls, especially at daytime. I don't have to use any kind of external lights, maybe this light, maybe of course, but no other extra lights, because of the fact that I have so much daylight coming from all 3 ways all day round, except the night of course. I have still a lot of ways to go with this particular studio. There are a lot of things I want to do with this particular studio. Maybe set a pegboard right here, or maybe right here, or maybe right here. Pegboard for storing my, wires and batteries and stuff. Maybe stay a bit more organized. Remove this particular table, change this particular shelf. Maybe a totally different color palette altogether. But right now, as of 2020 March, this is the best I can get out of this particular studio. Totally functional, everything is totally functional. This particular table is not in a straight way, this is in an inclined way, so that I can get a lot more space with the camera, and there is a lot more dynamic nature with the video. So it is totally a functional thing, function over form for me always. Many people choose form over function, aestheticness and all, but I will choose function over form. Everything is functional. This is a backlight. This can be used as a backlight for B-roll if I'm shooting anything here. This can be used. Made Susan is there. My slider is here. So if I'm shooting anything with a slider, I can just keep the things here and slide it off right here. So that is a very cool thing. My tripod is here. If I want to shoot another angle, I can just do it with the tripod here. My light is here, another light is here. If I want to make changes to the light, I can keep another light right here, which is still incomplete, though I am planning to make an overhead rig of some sort, because I want to just go into more detailed review videos, gear videos, and some kind of tech videos which you guys will like for videography and photography and filmmaking all together. I also have bought an iPad Pro, so I want to make more videos of how an iPad is helpful for a professional such as a YouTuber or a filmmaker or a photographer, for maybe script writing, storyboarding, mood boards, planning out, writing notes, important notes for that particular case. Other than that, if you guys have any particular suggestions for this particular video, of course all the links are there in this particular video, all the gimbals, my lenses, boots. I don't think you guys will read boots anyway. Gimbals, lenses, batteries, bats, lights, gimbals, tripods, reflectors, printers, table. Well, this particular entire place from the cupboard to the shelf and the table is custom made, so there is not particular link for this particular area. But yes, I'll just say that if you guys are a YouTuber or some kind of a content creator, I'll say just buy things from IKEA, because of the fact that it is so cheap, as well as the fact that if you want to change the mood of the entire room, you can just do it. So because IKEA things are super minimalistic, and IKEA items are like goes with any kind of colors, any kind of effects out there. Of course, there are some specific colors for specific moods as well, but IKEA mostly goes with black, blue, violet, you know, brown, white, red, black, anything. So that is a real cool thing to have, and IKEA is super cheap and interchangeable as well. So if you guys have any kind of defect in any kind of area, you can just change that particular area. It is super modular in nature. So that is pretty much it for this particular video, guys. This was my studio tour 2020. I'm sure that in the studio tour 2021 a lot of things will be changed as well. Maybe the entire setup is going to change as well. Let's see how it goes. Let's see. And by the time I'm going to be publishing this particular video, I'm sure I am going to reach very close to 50,000 subscribers. If I have already reached, thank you so much. If I haven't, please subscribe and make sure that I reach 50,000 subscribers, because in this particular month I'm going to finish 2 years on my YouTube. I really want to finish 50,000 in the first 2 years of my YouTube. Please, if you guys like this particular video, subscribe to this channel, comment down below about what you guys liked about this particular studio and what you guys liked about this particular video in general. With that being said, this is Pixel Sammy. We'll be back with another video soon. Peace out.